Hello everyone, I'm Yi-Chun Akchen. I am an assistant professor at the UCL School of Management. Today I'm going to share a working paper titled Consider or Choose: The Role and Power of Consideration Sets. And this is a joint work with Dmitry Mitrofanov from Boston College. And here we would like to thank the 2024 Service Science-Based Cluster Paper Competition Committee for inviting us to make this 5-minute presentation. So this work is all about consideration sets. And here we refer a consideration set as a set of products that you are considering buying. And the concept of consideration set is actually well documented in marketing science, in psychology, and in behavioral economics. The idea is that we, each individual, have our own mental capacity. So let's say if we go to the store of dozens or even hundreds of products, it is just impossible for us to carefully evaluate each product in the store. So what we usually do is that based on certain heuristic rules, based on product price, based on product features or product categories, we form a much smaller set of products, and that is the consideration set. And start from there, we carefully check each product in the consideration set and finally make a decision. In operations field, we use choice models a lot, and many choice models that we use actually have this kind of consideration set structure. One example is the ranking-based model, which describes each customer as a ranking over products. Then in this case, you can say the products which are preferred to the no purchase option actually exactly form the consideration set. And there are also choice models that directly incorporate the structure of consideration set into the choice model. For example, the consider then choose model, which assume that customers follow a two-stage decision-making process to make a decision. In the first stage, the customers are assumed to form consideration sets. And in the second stage, the customers follow a choice mechanism to pick the product they like the most from the consideration set. And in today's presentation, we focus on the fundamental properties of consideration sets in the first stage. To this end, we consider a model called the consideration set model, which is a probability distribution over all the possible consideration sets in the first stage. As we describe in depth in our paper, we say that our model has the most general and flexible formation of the consideration sets in the first stage. But meanwhile, it also has the simplest choice mechanism in the second stage. As a result, through the lens of this model, we will be able to discuss the role and power of consideration sets without the interference from the second stage choice mechanism. Specifically, we show that the consideration sets are identifiable. We prove this statement through a theorem showing that the consideration set model is identifiable from the choice data, despite that there are exponential number of parameters in the model. We further build the equivalence between the consideration sets and an axiom called symmetric demand cannibalization, which is imposed upon the choice probabilities. And this equivalence actually implies that consideration sets themselves only can lead to symmetric demand substitution between products. And we further propose estimation method to learn this consideration set model from a real-world data set. And we show that in terms of predictive performance, the consideration set model is actually quite comparable to the more general ranking-based model and the mixed MNO model. This result shows that consideration sets themselves alone are sufficient to predict consumer choice in the real-world setting. Finally, we use the assortment optimization problem as an example for the downstream application of the choice model. We show that despite the model has the simplest second stage choice mechanism, the resulting assortment problem is still NP hard to even approximate within factor square root n, where n is number of products. So this result means that consideration set themselves alone can already cause inapproximable downstream application problems. Thank you for listening. The paper is on SSRN. If you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. And here's my email address. and I look forward to seeing you at Inform's conference this year.